As soon as you put that headset on, you become the protagonist as he traverses through the entire Moscow metro system and endures all the hardships and all the terrors that the world of Metro brings. Metro Awakening VR is the first VR installment in the series. It's an original story penned by Dmitry Glukovsky, the writer of the books.
It's a single-player, narrative-driven game that follows the story of Khan, a fan-favorite character in the series.
It takes you through the darkest depths of the Moscow metro system after nuclear war has put the world to ashes.
It's got that Metro trademark immersion, but pushed to the next level and giving players that heart-pounding action, tension, and meaningful story that they love.
So our main goal at Vertigo is to immerse the player into a different world, into a different life. And PlayStation VR2 is a really powerful system that helps us reach that goal.
The main difference between playing a flat-screen game and a VR game is that it allows us to give you the sense of physicality and interaction that you usually don't have when using a controller.
The PSVR2 is capable of doing a lot of cool things, and with that, we're able to actually transport the player right into the heart of what it feels like to be in the metro, with the grittiness and the cold tunnels. It's a really immersive experience, and I think players will enjoy that.
So the challenge that we always have with VR games is that the player is even more in control than with traditional games.
You actually have to think about the fact that players will be able to use their hands and be able to look all around.
You're not just a character where we control where your camera is. You are the camera. We have to consider all different kinds of interactions and potential avenues that players may take while walking around and looking around.
It's really about how grounded the world feels like. Does it feel like you're actually in the metro? Does it feel like when you're right by the fire, you're actually being warmed up?
Players are going to love all of the little moments that Metro traditionally has, the little moments where you can sit by a fire and you can play the guitar. Those moments of rest are just as important as those moments of sheer terror.
The world of Metro is, of course, a very moody and dark and sometimes horrific place. There's darkness all around you that's almost palpable. You can hear mutants creeping in the shadows. With the adaptive triggers, you can really feel the impact of firing your weapon when you land those shots at those enemies. That little bit of resistance gives it that extra punch. And when you then finally land that headshot, that's a very satisfying experience.
PlayStation VR2 allows us to add different dimensions of immersion by additional feedback. Headset feedback allows us to connect more physically with players by giving them a sense of interaction with their bodies. And I'm not just saying through combat, where we provide an additional headset feedback whenever you're taking damage, but also whenever we have events or things that happen around you that interact with the character's body.
You really want the players to feel like they're going to get lost inside a dark space, and we were able to achieve that with the 4K HDR capabilities of the PSVR2. The HDR allows us to really push the darks, but also the colors. When you're standing by the firelight, you can really feel the orange glow, versus when you're down the tunnel, with the use of dynamic lights, you're able to give a tint of cool colors that makes it feel quite dark and desolate and lonely.
Metro is a long-running franchise, and I'm really excited for players to get hands-on with it and play and experience the world of Metro in this brand new way.
I think it's a very creepy experience. I can't wait for players to get their hands on it.
Feeling the tension and not knowing what's expecting you at every corner is something that can really keep you on your toes as you go through the dangers and mysteries you'll uncover in Metro Awakening.
You're going to be able to experience something that you've never been able to experience before.